I got all 8 pieces cut, and this is all just to see how accurately you can set the MFT square. Again, I use the square to align my rail. That way if the square was off compared to, you know, the way I bolted down my fence, it should compensate for that. So the square is real square to the holes. I didn't have to move the rail. It was exactly where I had originally set it, and that was all done a few years ago. So, and the table is still very square. So we're going to assemble those 8 pieces, and we're going to check it for gaps. I think it's probably the best way to do this. Yeah, I can measure them, I could do this and that, but ultimately their fit is most important. They're the size they are because I actually have to make a solid surface countertop, and this is going to become my template. So let me clip the phone to the stand here, and we're going to go ahead and assemble it, and then I'll grab the phone and we'll go ahead and take a look, see how the joints come out. This octagon will be a little bit over 5 feet in diameter. Should come out to 5 feet 3/4 if I do my math right. I'm not going to use anything to hold it together now. Just gonna place it in place. I didn't sweep the floor, so there's some crap under this, but again, we'll see how things go. I moved that, put it back in place, put that back in place. I'd say looking at the way these two came across, just eyeballing it, we should be pretty good. Last 3. And the magic piece. Okay, I'm going to grab the phone and we're going to take a look at these joints. I think they probably would turn out much better on a nice flat surface. I just don't have anything set up right now to do this. I think you'll be very happy with it. So here we go. Let's see, I'm going to use the drain here as a reference. And you can also see different spots on the floor to reference off of. Let me zoom in. Like I said, there is some issues with the fact that it's not locked together or anything. Not worried about that. When I assemble this to make my jig and underlayment for the solid surface countertop, I'll make sure it's correct. I think that this one here being off opposite the one behind me, could adjust that and it would fix the one behind me. You know, all things considered, you know, I believe we're in pretty good shape. And one thing you didn't see me cut, and I did it while I just did it to use up the MDF. I actually reconfigured the MFT3 in your square from the 22.5 degrees, which I had over in this area. And let me unzoom this a little, to cut a 45. And in doing so, I did have to move the rail off of the factory dog settings and where I had done the final adjustment. You can see where my curves were. And you can barely see now where the cut line is here. I don't like cutting up my table. That's just me. I know some people it doesn't bother. It bothers me. So I barely cut through the MDF. In this configuration, from here to here, and to clear this rear bracket right there, I could get a 16.5-inch piece in here. And what I did is I decided to create a square, shifted it over, shifted the piece over, cut the 45 along here, and then I actually flipped the MDF just to save material, and I ripped that so I know it was ripped parallel, the two sides, flipped it over, shifted it out, made another cut. Again, this piece is approximately 16.5 inches wide. I ran out of material to do the last part of the square, so you don't get a full piece back there. But again, no glue, minimal setup on the square. I probably could have taken more time and done it, and that's where I ran out of material. So there's that seam, no clamping. To cut this piece, because of where the MFT3 square is, I did have to use a straight edge, run it out so I could support the piece. Now to show you this isn't glued or clamped or anything, again, it's just MDF that was sitting on an MFT3. So I'll upload this one and we'll talk soon. Thanks, man.